So let's talk about some details if you want to.
I have an analogy, and maybe this will go with it, that when I have a dream, in a vision or whatever, and I leave it up in the cloud, basically, I can move it around, I can play with it, I can flip it around, and it's effortless
because
and easy.
There's no reality that's contradicting it.
Yeah. And
There's
as soon
no
as you try to bring it down
Don't say that because
the world,
it's not true.
Well, into existence.
That's because you're trying to fake it till you make it. That's because you're trying to make it happen rather than allow it to be. Your work isn't to produce it, to create it, to manhandle it into place. Your work is to dream it into place and let the momentum of it inspire you to the action.
But then little old me has to write the email and create the relationships and
but don't do it unless
things.
you're satisfied. That's the point. If you get an impulse to write an email and you say, is this a satisfying thought? Write it. Here's what we're leading up to. You are always in the receptive mode of something. If you're sleeping, it's a different thing. But if you are awake, you are offering a vibration and you're in the receiving mode of something. The question is, what? What are you in the receiving mode? Are you in the receiving mode of your inner being and the fulfilling of your dream? Or are you in the receiving mode of fearful thoughts that you picked up from your mother or somebody? What receiving mode are you in? Because you're always in the receiving mode. And asking yourself the satisfaction question will tell you what receiving mode you're in, what influence you are under. Esther just sent the proof to the printer yesterday for a dash card that lays on your dash. She thought about a bumper sticker, but she didn't think it was good for you to run around with this bumper sticker. It says, under the influence. So it'll be on your dash if you want, and when you look at it, you can't read it, so no one walking by has any idea what you're trying to say. They think you're crazy. But when you're in the car and looking forward, it reflects upon the lower part of your windshield and it says under the influence. And it could cause you to ask the question, what influence am I under? Am I under the influence of my vortex, my inner being, or am I under the influence of my doubts and fears? Because as you just explained to us, it could go either way. When you're dreaming, it's easy to dream. In fact, we've been saying for a long time that 99.99.99999, almost all of your creation is complete before you, let's say you have a business idea, more than 99% of it is all done before you put the first board up for the first building or hire the first person or make your first dollar, because it's done vibrationally and then it starts manifesting. But most people don't really get that going because they get it and get it and stop it and get it and stop it and get it and stop it, and then they say, oh, I better just manhandle this into beingness, and then they're not empowered, they're not enlivened. The leverage of alignment is so huge, and the paltry puniness of action is so misunderstood by humans. So when you allow yourself to dream the dream until the dream inspires you to the action, then all of the action is blissful. And any action that isn't blissful, we wouldn't offer. We would either find a way to not act, or we would find a way to act in bliss. And it takes a little bit of doing, because you sort of have to rework it a little bit. You have to remind yourself, but it doesn't take very long before you're satisfied. You want to talk more about it? Because we've been talking conceptually, but we can help you if you want to chew through it a little bit. Because wouldn't it be nice if you all were just starting right now, and so you didn't have any beliefs that were in the way? Well, that's not the case. You got beliefs that are in the way. So just going to have to figure out how to navigate with those beliefs. Your inner being knows what your beliefs are that are in your way, and your inner being will help you navigate around them. Your inner being will lead you. When we talk about the path of least resistance, you know what we're really talking about? Hear this. Drum roll, please. This is so good. What that path of least resistance is the path in your mind that has the least resistance. That's what the path of least resistance is. How can you most believe in this path? And so sometimes your inner being will lead you to something that you believe and something you believe and something you believe. And it's not long before you believe so much in source energy. You believe so much in your vortex. You believe so much in the laws of the universe. You believe so much in the law of attraction. You believe so much, and here's the key piece. You believe so much in your ability to discern satisfaction from dissatisfaction that you just start catching it earlier and earlier and earlier, and you just feeling gooder and gooder and better, more and more and more and more and more, until you're having so much fun on your way to the fulfillment of these dreams. It's the journey of these dreams that's the reason that you're dreaming them, not the full manifestation of them. You know how we know? Because each one that manifests produces another one that is yet to be manifested. You never get to the end of it.
And is it okay to keep dreaming, knowing that we're not going to be able to get to everything in this lifetime? Do they carry over into the next one? Or, I mean, that would be great. I mean, there's got to be a great legacy here that goes on forever, right?
We're going to reword your question. Is it okay to fulfill my reason for being? Yes. Is it okay to do what inevitably I have no other choice other than to do? Is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? It's not only okay, nothing else is even possible. You cannot stop being the consciousness that is here, and you cannot stop perceiving your environment. And therefore, you cannot stop having your personal awareness of improvement. And you cannot prevent your inner being from being right there with you and finding your personal improvement and holding steady to it. And you cannot stop law of attraction from gathering the cooperative components. Now, you could refuse to be one of those cooperative components. But once you've launched a dream and your inner being has hold of it, your only choice, if you are to feel satisfied or happy, is to go in the direction of your dream. So here's the question. Is it all right for me to not go in the direction of my dream? Abraham, is it all right for me to let my inner being take my dream and hold it in this vibrational escrow? And is it all right for me to squander it and never focus in the direction of it, and instead hold myself in misery as I focus in opposition? Yeah, that's okay. Nobody's going to stop you from doing it. Is it smart? No. Is it what you said you would do? No. Is it what we teach? No.
But my laundry list is, 100 deep of all the things that I've dreamed and want to create.
Oh, you're such a baby. Only 100 deep? You have enough in your vortex to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes.
Okay.
And the goal isn't to achieve it. The goal is to thrill in the moving toward it, in the constant, steady, never-ending, eternal moving toward it, you see. Is it all right to dream? You've got no choice. Is it all right to not let myself dream? Oh, you've got that choice. You can feel miserable if you want to.
Is it okay to actually fulfill it too?
Well, your inner being is fully expecting that.
So's the physical being.
It's the contradictory thought. It's the believing that you cut the trees down when it isn't even possible that you did. It's the believing in circumstantial evidence that has nothing to do with you. It's the picking up of thoughts along the trail like, I'm not worthy, or I'm not enough, or I'm only human, or I'm here to suffer. It's the beliefs that you've picked up that are in contradiction with who you really are. You can go back and read every religious text that is on the planet today. Doesn't really matter where it comes from, because most of the old stuff is some sort of religious text. You don't have much access to much that isn't that. And within all of it, you will find things that harmonize completely with your inner being. So much of it is already there because you have always been extensions of source energy, and you have always been in the state of evolution. We just want you to enjoy it. The big thing that humans have picked up along their physical trail, the biggest flawed premise of all, is that you're supposed to suffer on your evolutionary trail. And any suffering just slows the evolutionary trail down, you see. We've been offering an analogy for a very long time that if you're going 100 miles an hour and you hit a tree, it's a bigger problem than if you're going 5 miles an hour. So most humans conclude from that analogy, well, since that is true, 100 miles an hour hitting a tree, big problem. 5 miles an hour hitting a tree, not such a big problem. I'll just go 5 miles an hour from now on. And we say, that's no fun. That's not what you came for. You came to go 100 miles an hour, and you came to be so good about avoiding the trees that they are irrelevant. And your inner being knows where those trees are. Your inner being knows what your path of least resistance is. And when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, then you can go way fast and not hit any trees and feel satisfied and fulfilled. You don't have to give stuff up.
I'm an airline pilot, so yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah. No trees.
500 miles an hour. Yeah, so perfect.
We get there for you?
Yeah.
So what's the key? What's the moment-to-moment thing that you're looking for? Is this a satisfying thought?
Art of allowing.
Is this a satisfying thought? Is this satisfying? Watch a little television. Oh, that's not satisfying. I can't even make it satisfying. I can't even twist it around in a way to make it satisfying. Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, really good. Really good.